Yeah. Charlie. Okay. Choose a pin. Okay.
Dean, do you need something?
Hello, friends. Welcome to Community Church. Hello, live stream folks on Zoom and YouTube. Welcome to Community Church of Boston. We are just so thrilled to be hosting this event tonight in conjunction with the Tree of Life Foundation, with Jewish Voice for Peace here in Boston, with UUs for Justice in the Middle East. My name is Dean Stevens, and they call me the dishwasher at Community Church. And I do a few other things as well. But mostly what I like to do is play guitar. And I don't know this song very well, but it's the one for this event. And it's written by Tom Pacheco, wonderful, prolific friend of mine. Have you ever been homeless? Have you ever been lost? When you know where your home is, but you can't get across? Do you dream of the orange groves where your grandfathers lived? Have you suffered such sorrow that it's hard to forgive? Cry, cry, cry. Have the refugees wait? Shut your eyes to the sorrow. Shut your eyes to the fate. Try, try, try. They just won't go away. May the Palestine people have a homeland someday. To be scattered like ashes in the winds of the earth, with all dignity shattered, with all feelings of worth, living life like gypsies, on the road, on the run, with the heels of your history close but far as the sun. Cry, 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 as the refugees wait. Shut your eyes to the sorrow, shut your ears to their fate. Cry, try, try, they just won't go away. May the Palestine people have a homeland someday. A people of culture, of genius and heart, mathematics and science, and grace in the arts, caught between the wall and the sea, and the bombing assaults, with each settlement growing, till there's no land at all. Cry, 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 as the refugees wait. Shut your eyes to the sorrow, shut your ears to their fate. Try, 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 they just won't go away. May the Palestine people have a homeland one day. May the Palestine people have their homeland one day. One day, one day, one day. Well, You're so welcome to Community Church and to our YouTube channel and our Zoom stream. And thank you for the folks that bought tickets on Eventbrite. It's a free concert and event, but you can also buy a ticket if you like. Proceeds go to this incredible effort of bringing these wonderful speakers from the West Bank, Hebron in particular. I want to introduce to you Elaine Brouillard. I hope I didn't butcher your name. And from the Tree of Life Foundation, who have sponsored this entire tour of wonderful speakers. I really look forward to hearing all this myself. It's an education for all of us to learn about Hebron. Thank you, Elaine.
Thank you. Good. Good evening, everyone. As Dean said, I'm Elaine Brouillard, and I'm on the board of Tree of Life Educational Fund, and I've been coordinating our programs on Cape Cod for 15 years. For those who aren't familiar with Tree of Life, we're a 501c3 that grew out of a ministry at the First Congregational Church of Old Lyme, Connecticut. After 9/11, their congregation, led by Senior Minister David Good, traveled to Palestine to learn more about the situation in the Middle East. Since then, we have sponsored educational programs about Palestine, Israel, and conducted annual witness journeys, meeting with both Palestinian and Israeli voices of conscience and human rights workers. We are very happy to be able once again to gather for what promises to be a very informative and impactful program. Just when the Tree of Life leadership team began thinking that we might really be able to have a fall program this year, one of our Cape Cod volunteers came to us and proposed the idea of focusing on the West Bank city of Hebron, or Al-Halil, its Arabic name. She had been on 2 Tree of Life journeys and was most impacted by her visits to Hebron, where the injustices of the Israeli occupation are so dramatically on display. I've been on 4 Tree of Life journeys and also found the situation in Hebron to be unsettling. We saw above the marketplace nets to catch trash thrown by settlers, boarded up shops and homes on Shuhada Street, the sign at the edge of a Jewish cemetery, Palestine never existed and never will. And we encountered Jewish settlers being escorted down the street by Israeli soldiers carrying machine guns. Today, we're excited to bring you 4 speakers of diverse backgrounds who all have a connection to Hebron. Dalia, who also participated in our 2019 program, and Sadek, both of whom were raised and live in Hebron. Mella, a student from the Netherlands who recently spent 3 months living in Hebron to experience the occupation firsthand. And Melissa, who works for community peacemaker teams, which partners with Palestinians to transform violence and oppression in the Hebron area. We hope you will stay after the program to meet our speakers, enjoy some light refreshments, and browse our bazaar of Palestinian foods and crafts. The sale of Tree of Life's olive oil and other food products has a special purpose. We use the proceeds to fund scholarships for Palestinian students who are attending college in Palestine. We're also very happy to have Linda Cohen here to sell a collection of beautiful Palestinian crafts that she stocks in her home in her shop on Martha's Vineyard. Tree of Life is very grateful for the support of other organizations in New England with whom we work to advocate for justice in Palestine. In particular, Jewish Voice for Peace has not only actively supported our programs, but sells our olive oil through their own network. Now, I'd like to turn this over to Elsa Auerbach with Jewish Voice for Peace Boston to present our speakers. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Elaine and Dean, and it is really an honor to be here and to welcome the guests who are coming here to talk about Hebron. I have the honor of introducing each of the guests. Dalia is a young woman who lives in Hebron, and she's a 2020 graduate of Bethlehem University with a BA in Business Administration and Marketing, and she's currently working as a Public Relations Director at Hebron Expo. Dalia enjoys learning about different industries that exhibit at the Expo. networking and building relationships with her colleagues and clients. Her goal is to be a successful businesswoman, and she's well on her way. She works in a store that she owns and operates called Carly Boutique. So you need to write that down. When you're in Hebron, you can go shopping. Sadek also lives in Hebron and is a 2022 graduate of Hebron University with a BA in English language and literature and is extremely proficient in English. He enjoys reading, writing, and teaching. While a student, he was an English language instructor at different local and national centers, such as the Youth Development Resource Center, and taught English on social media platforms, including learning English through TikTok. For several years, Sadek has supported his community by volunteering at different charitable organizations such as Hebron Zaha committees. Melissa is the care coordinator for community peacemaker teams, which you've already heard about, formerly Christian peacemaker teams. She uses the framework of healing justice to accompany her colleagues in their vital work in conflict zones. Prior to joining CPT for over 20 years, she worked in Philadelphia, New York, with nonprofit organizations seeking out the intersection of spirituality and justice. Along with incarcerated women and women living on the outside, she co-founded an associate degree program at a prison in New York, and taught undergraduate students as a professor at the Oregon Extension of Eastern University. Along with her work at CPT, Melissa nurtures space for people to heal and thrive through spiritual companionship, direction, and facilitates retreats where she lives with her family on Lenape land known as Philadelphia. Mela is a student blogger, and I'm supposed to say beginning journalist, but I don't want to say beginning journalist. I'm going to say journalist. This year she will complete the final year of the Research Masters in Philosophy at the University of Amsterdam. As an undergraduate, she studied Middle East Studies and Philosophy in the city of Groningen. Beside her studies, she worked for the university newspapers of both universities. Studying the occupation of Palestine in university and having the ambition of becoming a journalist in this field, she wanted to experience the situation on the ground. As the city of Hebron is justifiably called a microcosm of the conflict, we don't like that word so much, this seemed to be the right place to go. She enrolled in a human rights and Arabic program at a local center for 2 months, and in the third month she carried out her own journalistic research on the violence of settlers in the city of Hebron and wrote an article that was published in Mondo Weiss. In addition, during her time in Hebron, she wrote a personal blog about her experiences, which was picked up by the Dutch pro-Palestine organization that asked her to speak at protests and solidarity rallies. So we're really honored to have this panel of guests, and we're going to now turn it over first to Dahlia.
Both of these?
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yeah. So that the, sorry.
It's okay.
Yes, perfect. No, you can use the other mic, but.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming here today, and it's my pleasure to be here today to represent my city, Hebron. Thank you. And talk about the actual suffering of the people of my city that's located in the southern of Hebron. Can you please turn on my present PowerPoint? This one. Oh, sorry. Dahlia.
Yes, but
Yeah.
first I have to share the screen.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. This is my presentation. Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, Dahlia.
It's okay. Okay. Yeah, but yeah, full screen, please. My presentation.
Why did we take off? I'm sorry.
Oops.
Let's try again. Dahlia went away. Dahlia, we're gonna have to go ahead. Go ahead and just show it to the people here.
But actually, presentation is important. Slides.
Okay.
Okay, good. So, before I start my presentation, I would like to ask you a question. What does Hebron mean in English? Do you know the meaning of Hebron in English? All right. Hebron means a friendship, and also in Arabic it means Al-Khalil. So, I would like. Oh, where is it? Okay, so I would like to start my presentation today to speak about Al-Ibrahimi Mosque that is symbol for the three faith, Abrahamic faith and the fourth holiest place for Muslims around the world. Okay. As we all can see here in the picture, Prophet Abraham, 4000 BC, bought a cave for his wife Sarah and buried her there. And later on, Abraham and his sons with their wives were buried there too. And there is no specific date that show the prove the clear date of the establishment of Al-Ibrahimi Mosque. And Al-Ibrahimi Mosque has been suffered throughout many eras around the world, and Al-Ibrahimi Mosque built above the cave of where Abraham with his wife and with their sons, with their wives, were buried.
Next slide.
It doesn't work. All right. All right. As we all see here in the picture, Dr. Baruch Goldstein. He is an American citizen moved to Hebron. And on the holy month of Ramadan, 25th of February 1994, he opened the fire and started shooting randomly on the worshippers in the Ibrahimi Mosque and killed 29 Palestinians and wounded 150 Palestinians, as you see here in the picture. So as the result, he killed in return. So the consequences of this horrifying massacre are the following. Call for prayer is banned. Mosque has separated into two parts, 60% for Israeli Jew and 40% for Muslims. Dozens of military checkpoints, also surveillance cameras. As you see in the picture, this is the surveillance cameras. These cameras are inside, outside, and around Al-Ibrahimi Mosque. And there is dozens of military checkpoints. Every time me, my family, and the friends want to pray in the Ibrahimi Mosque, we have to pass through many checkpoints. I want to show you to you. Okay. Sorry. All right. These are some of the checkpoints in the old town of Hebron. So me, when I go to pray in Al-Ibrahim Mosque, I have to pass through many checkpoints just because I want to pray in the Ibrahimi Mosque, and it is my right to pray there without passing these checkpoints, and this is my city, Hebron, in my land, Palestine. Also, there is a Hebron Protocol. Hebron Protocol, it is an agreement between the Palestinian Authority and the Israeli government. So, Hebron is separated into two parts, is divided into two parts, H1 area and H2 area. H1 area, it is under the Palestinian control, and H2 area, it is under the Israeli military control. All right, settlers' behavior. Well, as we all know that settlers are giving the green light to do whatever to Palestinians, like harassments to children, to women, to men, to whoever is in the H2 area that I mentioned previously. And these settlers are protected under IOF. IOF, the Israeli Occupation Forces. The Israeli Occupation Forces, they protect these settlers. And as we all know that H2 area is under the Israeli military control. So, from the duties is to protect everyone who is living in the H2 area, but they don't protect Palestinians. They just protect the settlers who are living there. And this is against human rights. The entire streets, such as Al-Shuhada Street, and 1,800 of shops were closed by military orders. Also, 1,400 families abandoned their homes fearing for their lives and forcing them to leave their homes. So, that's why we call Hebron the ghost town, because people are feeling afraid to go down to the old town of Hebron because of the behavior of settlers. Okay, wait a minute. Because of the settlers' behavior. So me, my parents, they don't let me go down there alone without groups because settlers, they may harass me, because the Israeli soldiers may kill me. That is really normal. Like my colleague Sadaq, his cousins has been killed without any reasons. And when his cousins killed, they killed him, they put beside his dead body a knife, and they pretended, and they said he tried to kill us, but he did not. He was by himself walking there. Also, I want to show you a map. Yeah, this one. As we see here in the map, this is Al-Ibrahimi Mosque, all right? And this is Al-Shuhada Street. Me, as a Palestinians who born and raised in Hebron, I'm not allowed to walk here and enter this street. And this street, they closed it under military orders after this horrifying massacre. Also, as you see that Hebron is the only city in Palestine that has in its heart settlements. So, we have many settlements inside and around Hebron. We have Beit Hadassah. Beit Hadassah is the first settlement that's built in Hebron. And there is Beit Romano. Beit Romano settlement, it was a school and they turned it on to be a settlement for them. It was a Palestinian school. All right, and and also in H2 area, there are living between 700 to 800 settlers. All right, and all over Hebron, it is inside, outside, around Hebron. That's all lands that related to Hebron. There is 21,000 settlers and 21 settlement inside and around Hebron that is related to Hebron, unfortunately. Okay. Where's my papers? Just wait a minute. Yeah. So, despite all the pain, at the end of the day, there is always hope and light at the end of the tunnel. So, allow me to quote Emily Dickinson, "Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tone without words and never stops at all." So, which is why I would like to inform you that Hebron is considered to be the economic capital for Palestine, and it has one of non-charitable takia, which is my colleague Sadiq is going to elaborate. So go ahead, Sadiq.
Does it work? This one, the other one. Yeah, it works. Okay. Sure. And where's
The clicker?
yeah.
Oh, yeah, clicker.
Where's the clicker? Please.
And you have to sort of point it right at here.
Yeah. But would you please
I'm getting there.
show my presentation? That was wonderful, Dalia. Yeah, yes, this one, yeah. Yeah.
There's the presentation. Close it. Okay, today.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. It's Sadiq Sidr, and I'm really delighted to be here today. I do feel that I'm home, so thank you for your warm greetings, and thanks for your hospitality. Well, as an English literature student, there's always a statement that I always love to say, and I would like to begin with. It says, "Some stories deserve to be popular novels." Anyway. You can just click on the laptop. Yeah, the following one. Yeah. So some stories deserve to be popular novels, and today's story is one of them. Please, the following one. Well, since I was a child, I always wondered why my grandpa has been taking food such as bread, oil, and other stuff every Saturday to the place I'll talk about. As a kid, there was always kind of feeling pushing me to discover what's going on. I really detested going with them grabbing and holding all these heavy materials. Finally, being a curious kid, it's been so touching for me to discover that my grandpa has been helping feed the poor and needy people in his community. I always felt proud of him and myself. So frankly speaking, my grandpa made that place an essential part of my life as a Palestinian living in Hebron. The place is one of the most known charitable organizations, which is the takia of the Prophet Ibrahim soup kitchen, that has such an impressive story. The next one, please. Why is it named as such? It's named as such after the Prophet Abraham, who is known for his generosity after the fact, and the fact that he gave a hand to all needy people. So the principles of the takia, that soup kitchen, are inspired by the traits of the Prophet Abraham. Please, the next one. Its establishment. The takia went through 3 phases in terms of its location. So it was originally founded 950 years ago during the era of the Islamic leader Saladin in Palestine. So it was exactly near the Ibrahimi Mosque. It consisted of 40 rooms. It offered 3 meals a day, including breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It included a bakery baking more than 15,000 loaves of bread, a meal, and rooms for visitors to have rest and sleep. It had been serving people until 1964 before it was demolished to expand the space around the mosque. No, please go back. The second location was directly built far away from the Ibrahimi Mosque, yet it was smaller and never adequate to meet the needs and to provide services as it used to. In order to serve more people, in 1984, the third location was built near Al Ibrahimi Mosque, again with a bigger building and better services. Please, the following one. Its services. Well, to get a closer look on how the takia works, I thought that the best way is to interview one of its workers. So I would like to quote Abu Hassan, who has been working for 21 years in the takia. He said, "My colleagues and I work year-round to kindly serve all people who are in need. The takia offers the Ibrahimi soup 5 times a week and 2 main meals twice a week, such as chicken, meat, or other delicious meals." And you know the idiom that says, "An apple a day keeps doctors away"? I created my own. It says, "A meal per day, hunger goes away." Thank you. Because of the takia, Hebron is considered to be the city while nobody sleeps while being hungry. In my interview with Abu Hassan, he told me that usually from around 2,000 to 8,000 people get their food from the takia of the Prophet Abraham. And in Ramadan, the number is always doubled. Most importantly, please, the second one. It's also worthy to elaborate about the vital role of the takia in the revival of the old town. Because, imagine if there was no takia. These thousands of people might have never walked in or visited the old town. Because of this major role, in 2017, the Israeli occupation wanted to get rid of the takia and uprooted it. But their efforts were in vain, because of the resistance of the takia workers who maintained providing all needed supplies. Please, the second one. The next one. Also for me, the most impressive moment when Abu Hassan told me that so many donors who support the takia excessively were broke in the past, lived and relied on the takia just like my grandpa, which is why I feel the takia of the Prophet Abraham is a unique place. Therefore, all needy and poor people know that once their financial status get better, they're going to go back and aid the place that fed them at some point. Please, the last one. How does the takia get funded? Whatever food is provided is due to the charity and the donations that the takia has been receiving since it was established. Because the takia mainly depends on the donations from inside and outside the country to maintain its continuous duty of serving and assisting whoever needs it. 60% of the takia expenses are covered by the people of the city of Hebron, and the rest is donated by other Palestinians, tourists, or organizations such as the Tree of Life Educational Fund that has been providing the financial and moral support to the takia through its continuous and constant visit to the takia. Let me tell you at the end that all the beautiful, great things I shared with you might have never happened without the generosity and kind-hearted people just like you. And this actually has reminded me of, some lines of my favorite poet. She's Emily Dickinson, so would you please go to the next bit? Well, oh, it's not here. So the poem was going to be here. Anyway, so thank you so much. I hope you liked it. That everything. Oh, really?
Well, you either, actually. Both of you made your hand up. Because you went right to the screen.
Yeah, sure.
Just want to see you.
I just want to take. لا confident أكتر من امبارح شطوبة بس behavior بتضلي تقولي behavior انت it's behavior
بعرف behavior okay.
بس هي الكلمة اللي Where's my passport?
Why do you need your passport?
It's in my pocket في جيبتي